Estelita, you got to raise your volume a little.
Okay, Erik, you're on.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the Hancock Park Market Update. It is March 16th, Tuesday, and I'm going to start with today's market update with all of the active listings in Hancock Park, not just Coldwell Banker, but the entire market. And we have 59 active single-family listings today. That is one less than last week. If you remember last week, we had a jump of 8 listings more than the week before, which was 52. I think there was a total of 10 or 12 that had been listed and a few had sold. And here today, we are down 1 to 59. So we are flatlining a little from last week. Let's take a look at the pendings. If you remember last week, we have, hold on a sec, let's see, we have 42, which is about the same. If you notice here that south of Wilshire, there's a lot going on, and east of Crenshaw. So not really our area, but a lot of activity going on there. And then here east of Wilton, also multitudes. So when you look at Hancock Park proper, which is the area south of Melrose, north of Wilshire, east of Highland, west of Rossmore. So this is sort of the major big house area. I don't see one in escrow, not a one. And if you go to Windsor Square, over in this circular area, there's a few, and then there's a few in Larchmont, but many more south of Wilshire and west of Highland, which is Hancock Park adjacent. So a lot of activity going, and I'm guessing because that is in the under $3 million price range. Let's take a look at all of the last week's sales. Last 7 days of sales, we had 6, and every single one of them was over $2 million. So that's rare. Usually we have a great deal. The vast majority are under $2 million. Is that an indication that there are more buyers in the twos, or is that an indication that there isn't anything in the ones? I think there's plenty in the ones. So this is good news for sellers in the twos. So let's take a look at those, starting with the most expensive to the least expensive. Looks like there was one, 1983, so not quite 2 million. Was listed at 1789, so got 200,000 over. That was on Mansfield. We talked about that last week. We were expecting that to sell. So let's take a look at them specifically. 620 North Highland, 4 beds, 5 baths, 4,000 square feet, standard 6,800 square foot lot on the east side of the street, which is backing up to the big part of Hancock Park. And that sold for $2,455 with Sherry Beanstalk representing both sides. It's one of those classic sort of, I don't know if you call it a Tudor or it's almost, anybody have a word for this one with the, it's got the beams on the outside, kind of like a German style. I'll take a look at the, they call it a Tudor.
Maybe Tudor revival, Erik.
Yeah, they're all going to be revivals. That's a good point. And beautifully done. It's got the beanstalk look, which is not a lot of colors, just your grays and your browns and your whites. Totally remodeled. I love this style of house. It's got that Northern European look. And that sold for $2,455. So if you recall, when we started doing this meeting, it was very difficult to get over $2 million on Highland, and now we're seeing over $2 million a lot. Next, 135 North Beechwood, 3 bed, 4 bath, 2,300. This is in the sort of smaller part of Windsor Square. The big houses start at First Street South, and this is First Street North. 135 North. Great location for being able to get to Larchmont quickly, listed by Jackie Smith. 3-bed, 4-bath, 2,300 square feet, 6480 lot, pretty standard lot. Got $1,152 a square foot, total of 2,675. So this must be really in great shape. Again, you cannot beat the location. Looks like it's in really good shape. Some of it's been remodeled. Floors are not original. Very small back area. Looks like, wait. Okay, so there is a little bit of space, but mostly it is a pool. And that got, boy, 2,675. So that's top of the top range for your non-addition house. So good price on that. 101 North Arden. This is in the west of Larchmont, south of Beverly area. Another great, for getting to Larchmont easily. You can be there in 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever on your bike, 1 minute. And that is listed by Laura Stepsker of the agency. And one thing about this is Arden is a little bit on the busy side. It's got a lot of signals and people cut through quite a bit, especially during rush hour. So you're going to have like the whooshing sound of cars going by at certain times of the day. 7,400 square foot house, 7,400 lots, 2,600 house, over $1,000 a square foot at 2.85. That's brushing up against the very high end of this west of Larchmont neighborhood. Look, it's very beautiful. Look at the design. This is definitely the current design look with colors. Look at the wallpaper. Wallpaper is back with a vengeance. Look at that. That's not something you can paint. Really beautiful. Well presented. Wow. More wallpaper. Colors. You got the darks. Look at the ceiling. That's a wallpapered ceiling right there. Backyard. This is really nice. Only issue. Oh, it's got a little tree house looking thing. Got a guest house in the back. That's a lovely house. 2.85. Only issue with this house is that you're going to have the most busy street in Larchmont area. 342 North Windsor. This is listed by Matthew and Susan Yim of our office, I believe. Is that right? Yep. And 4 beds, 3 baths, 1,900 square feet. Just a tiny, under 5,000 square foot lot. Got $1,274 a square foot. 2.4 million. 2.4 million for less than 5,000 square feet. 342 North Windsor is a good location, although Windsor does have a stoplight right there, so you're going to have cross traffic, but obviously this house is all new. Look at that kitchen. Black house. Now this is built in 1921, so it's the original house that's been redone. 144 North Van Ness, south of Beverly, in the Windsor Square area, right off of the park there, just south of the park. 5 beds, 5 baths, 3,000 square feet, 9,000 lot, pretty big lot, listed by Robert Risher of Berkshire, and the selling agent was Hancock Homes, John Durler. 2.825 million. Look at that price. $2,825,476. That's pretty specific. $944 a square foot. I walk up and down this street here. It's very nice. Nice and fairly quiet. And you can walk to that park or however you like to move. You can get there. Big house, 5 beds, 5 baths, 2.825. So if you're looking for a big house, this was a good price compared to the fact that somebody just paid 2.8 million on Arden in the smaller house section. This is a lot more money. I mean, a lot more house for the money. Anybody who has seen it, please chime in. Would love to get any feedback this morning. 516 North Mansfield, 3-bed, 3-bath, 2,000 square feet, 4,800 square foot lot. T90. But we predicted that this would get, because of the look of the house and the just the price point. Jennifer Eckert of Normand, John Costry of Normand were the listing agents. This is in Hancock Park, adjacent west of Highland. Let's take a look at this. I remember this was super nice. But boy, I mean, under 5,000 square foot lot. Over 200,000, just right at $200,000 over asking. Really nice looking house though. But a little bit crowded. All right, is that everything? That is everything for our sales today. So let's go back to the properties currently for sale that came up in the last 7 days. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 7 new listings. Considering the fact that our total number of listings this week is 1 less than last week, you know, how do you put that? It means that a bunch went into escrow last week and sold. So they're moving on the on the conveyor belt and moving from active to pending to sold. That's good. Let's start with the most expensive in the newly active properties. 334 South Sycamore. This is going to be in the Hancock Park adjacent neighborhood south of 3rd. So it's medium quiet. It looks like it's going to be in the middle of the block. 4 beds, 5 baths, 2,700 square feet for $2.55 million. That's a 6,500 standard lot, $939 a square foot, listed by Edan Amar. Edan does a lot of, you know, he works with a lot of developers, so this is for sure going to be remodeled, as you can see. Very modern look. 2.55. I would suggest some staging, give it a little warmth. It's not that much money to stage a 2,700 square foot house, and you get a big bang for your buck. So that's you know, I guess a matter of some people's opinion. I think it's a proven fact. So 334 now. Does anybody know, isn't that right across the street from Commercial? I mean, you're on the east side, but right across the street, it's not actually houses right there, is it? Aren't you looking at basically a parking lot? No, you're looking at houses. Okay.
Looking at houses, you got, I think it's Mansfield on the next block.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very nice block. 334, the back of it, but across the street, you're facing a big parking lot there.
Okay. 245. Thank you.
Back of something.
Thank you. Okay. Perfect. 245 North Gramercy Place. Now, this is a rendering. This has not actually been built. Listed by Sunhee Kilmer of Masters Realty Group. And it's 3 beds, 3 baths, 1,800 square foot. It's a house right now that's sitting there with 6,800 square foot lot at 1.55. This is Gramercy, so it's east of Wilton, and asking $820 a square foot. So even though they show a rendering, there's an actual house. There's the house, and you know, that would be odd. Look at that. Imagine if they built that. That's like a 3-story townhouse surrounded by single-family homes. You're going to be looking down on at least 6 or 7 other people's backyards. That's not going to be a popular project with the neighbors. So maybe better to stay as a house. Any developer is going to run into a lot of resistance That's 1, 2, 3, 4 stories, and probably has a 5th story, a top rooftop deck. 5140 Raleigh Street. This is, where is this? Is this, there's Western and Wilton, Van Ness, 5140. So this is just one of the side streets. There's Melrose, Wilton. Okay, so this is up north of Beverly, just to the east of Larchmont Village. So it's kind of a little pocket right there, surrounded by apartment buildings. Let's go back there. 5140 Raleigh Street, 2 beds, 1 bath, 646 square foot. Talk about small, 1,500 square foot lot. So this is like a small lot subdivision type of house, although it's an original 1926. Very cool. If you're looking for a condo, this would be an awesome alternative. $800,000. That's $1,200 a square foot, listed by Steven Senegram of Keller Williams, Larchmont. $800,000. That's let's see, if you were to buy that as an investment, what do you think we could get that as a rental? I wouldn't be surprised if you could get around $3,000 or $3,500, maybe more. $800,000 with 20% down, $680,000 in a loan at 3%. I don't know. You're maybe breaking even. Obviously, you'll have some property taxes, about $800 a month, but maybe a nice little first-time investor type of deal. 351 North Highland. This is, let's see, Cahuenga and Lancashire. Is that possible? No, that's not the right map. Listed by Glenn Cotino of Harcourt's Beverly. I know that guy. That is an auction. Well, I represented a buyer, and Glenn was the seller. That's an auction house. And so they put you on an online auction, and you buy the house in auction. That's, this is kind of scary, because if this starts getting, around, this is, not every seller wants to do it this way, but they sure made a lot of money on that auction. 4 beds, 4 baths, 3,300 square feet, $8,100 square foot lot. $766 a square foot, 2.55 million is the asking price. If I remember right, he listed it a little bit low. That's what they do, and then they get a lot of people into the auction. Again, that's not for every seller, but I wouldn't be surprised if this probably went for a little bit more, although 2.55, that is a big number on Highland, as we mentioned before, and it doesn't look like it was remodeled. So I don't know, maybe it's not the same as an auction, or maybe they didn't list it a little low. 2.55 would be a good number for anybody to get on Highland. Let's see again, 3,300 square feet, so it's not the crazy big, and 8,100 lot is also pretty standard. Okay, 1047 3rd Avenue, and this is in Country Club Park, south of Olympic, west of Arlington, Wilton. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,400 square feet on a just under 8,000 square foot lot for $1.5 million. That's $610 a square foot. Pretty standard over there. June Jung of B Investment is the listing agent. Again, it's 2,400 square feet. Doesn't look like that. It must go far back without much of a backyard. Looks to be in pretty decent shape. Let's see the kitchen. So you get yourself 2,400 square feet. Country Club is a nice neighborhood. It has a very strong association of neighbors that gets together annually and communicates with each other. So it's definitely a good community. Backyard is not too terribly small, but still, yeah, not that big. Big side for the parking lot. For 1.5. 533 North Irving Boulevard in Larchmont Village. Irving is sort of the last street before the houses get, I don't know, that's actually not true. The houses here on Irving are 5,000 square foot lots as well. So pretty small lots here. Keith Lyon of Keith Yon of Master Realty, the listing agent, 3-bed, 2-bath, just under 2,000 square foot house, 5,000 square foot lot for 1.99. That's over $1,000 a square foot. Let's see, 1.99 is a pretty steep price, but it does look very, very nice. Look at that. That's a nice new kitchen. They've opened up the ceilings. Backyard. Character house with a garage. No grass. Lots of tile and terrace. Look at that. That's a cute looking house from the street and from above. It looks like it does have, it's definitely been added on to. So again, what is that? 1,900 square feet. And there's the back area, which is really just about twice the size of the single car garage. So not a huge backyard. Again, 5,000 square feet. And the last listing that has just been listed is 5124 Melrose Avenue. This is going to be a townhouse, 2 beds, 3 baths, 1,500 square feet for just under $1 million. That's $643 a square foot. Brand new, let's see. Built in 2014. Agent Sally Feng of Starnberg Realty. And again, if you want a townhouse, you're going to pay right around $1 million. You don't see them under $1 million that much anymore. This is under $1 million, and it's right on Melrose. And let's see, it's pretty close to Wilton, so it's not that close to Larchmont. That might explain the price. Okay, let's take a look at our most recent pendings, which would be the last 7 days. Okay, so we have 6 new under contracts looking for backup, and 1 has gone pending. So most likely the under contracts are the new escrows, and the pending recently went from looking for backup to pending, most likely because they buyer removed all their contingencies. So let's take a look, and here we can see prices. Highest list price was $4.599. Now this is Rick Janos's listing that was mentioned in the office meeting today, and then 801 South Muirfield in Brookside is 2.5. Everything else is between 1 million and 2 million. Let's take a look at Rick's listing, 201 South Plymouth. This is a beautiful, and what do we call this? Is this going to be a Tudor? Country English. Just love the brick. 4 beds, 6 baths, 4,800 square feet, 14,800 lot for $4.6 million. That's $950 a square foot. Not crazy at all. Rick is the listing agent. And hold on a sec. How long was that on the market? 151 days on market. I think it started at a different price. Yeah, 4.5. No, started at 5 and dropped down to 4.6. So dropped by 10%-ish. Let's look at the photos. This is on the corner. The Chinese motif wallpaper. It's kind of cool. Original looking floors that have been redone. It's a cedar room. What does one use a cedar room for? Maybe it was once a closet? Backyard, look at that, beautiful. Look at that. Versailles garden. Interesting, I don't see a whole lot of lawn going on there. This is the back guest house. Okay, the lawn is all in the front of the house. And then if you want in the private backyard, which is on a corner, you're gonna have the garage on the side, which I believe that is 2nd Street, right off of Larchmont. So great location for getting to the local community. And but boy, there's a lot of brick in the back there. Didn't sell at 5 million, dropped the price to 4.6, and it is in escrow. Good job, Rick. 801 South Muirfield in Brookside. Remember, Muirfield gets pretty busy due to ways, people trying to avoid Rimpaw and Highland and all these other cut-through streets. So Muirfield is sort of the chosen backup plan. Todd Scott Cloutier of Compass is the agent. Was on the market for 54 days, 3 beds, 4 baths, 3,000 square feet, 7,500 lot for $850 a square foot. That's 2.55 in escrow. Really beautiful. I feel like I see this address a lot. 801 in Brookside. Maybe it's other 801s. I'm going to take a look at the history. But this might be the one that was on the market, couldn't sell, took it off, restaged it, repainted it, put it back on, sold it for a ton. And then now it's on the market again. It's on the corner, and you're looking over that parking lot, which is, some people have said, could end up a condo building, but of course there's lots of resistance. But it is a possibility that one day you're looking at a condo building. And that is, let's see, when was it last sold? Sold in 2015. Okay, so not terribly recently. Was listed at 265 and now it's 255. Go back. Nope. That's 801 Muirfield. Now we're down to the properties that are under 2 million. This one, 156 South Arden in Larchmont Village. Again, Arden, pretty busy. 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,859 square feet, 7,000 lot. That's $1,075 a square foot. So pretty good number there at 1,800 square feet, though, because when it's smaller, they tend to get more per square foot. So not crazy. That's 1.999 is the listing price. Agent is Lisa Hutchins, on the market 14 days. Lisa's always so good at pricing, coaching her clients to be priced right. She's got a great sense for the market. Green kitchen. Lots of colors. Took a look at this one last week. Cute house. Now this is on the east side of Arden, so you're not backing up to the Rossmore condo buildings and apartment buildings, but you are looking at them. 208 South St. Andrews, a little bit outside of our area. 4 bed, 4 bath, 3,000 square feet, 9,000 lot. So big lot, $531 a square foot. Look at that. That's not a bad price. 1.6 million listed by Maggie Bell of Compass, and 531 a square foot. Let's take a look. 1.6 million, you're looking at $3,000. Sorry, 3,000 square feet. Let's see how the kitchen looks. It's a little dated. but definitely clean and fresh. See the backyard. Boy, there's a lot of rooms for 3,000 square feet. That's the back. Looks like they're very good at parking. If you want parking, this house has it. A lot of parking, no lawn. That's just a big, giant concrete pad covering the entire backyard. Look at that. Now, if you have kids, babies, we always wanted a concrete pad because the kids can play around on their tricycles. But at a certain point, what do you use this for? I mean, I guess you must be having some sort of a large group of people driving in and parking, because what else do you use a pad for like that for? So if you're looking to start a business for 1.6 million, you can have all the parking you need. 731 Crenshaw, south of Wilshire. I guess all Crenshaw is south of Wilshire. It's 8 beds, 5 baths, 3,200 square feet for 1.6 million. Song Hee Chung of New Star Realty is the listing agent. 7,500 lot. That's under $500 a square foot. This may be somebody's investment property. Yeah, looks like a good investment type of apartment building looking. It is zoned single family house though. So for 1.6 million, 20% down, that's 320 down. So you're at 1.3-ish with 3% rate. Maybe you're at $6,000 or $7,000 a month, and you've got 8 bedrooms. You know, you could probably make that break even. 1289 South Lucerne, just north of Pico. So this is really not Hancock Park. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,700 square feet. I guess we're getting now, because we're in the lower end of the ones, we're going to start getting into these outer areas, these, tangential areas, not really in the Hancock proper area for the rest of these. There's 7 listings, so there's 1 more. 3 bed, 2 baths, 1,700 square feet, right off of Queen Anne Park, which is a cute little park. My kids go to play baseball and basketball. $1,149,000, listed by Jeremiah Van Cans of Compass. And I think we looked at this quickly last week. You know, you can't get much for $1,149,000. Here you're getting 1,775 square feet. You are very close to Pico, and Pico is not a great street in that area. You're not going to like what's coming down the street. But it does get you some square footage, and it looks like it's move-in ready. And it's a historic home. Always love that. 1919. And finally, 119 North Manhattan Place, a townhome. What do townhomes go for in the area? Generally $1 million. Here we are at 1,800 square feet for $1,095,000. That's a big townhouse. Looks like it's got a rooftop deck, listed by Ho Jung Sung, built in 2018. And it is looks like it is on the east side of Wilton again. So not really, it's more of a Western property for hanging out on Western than it is for hanging out on Larchmont. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go back to the search criteria. Well, here again, we have 7 new escrows. Remember that we had 6 sales, all of them 2 million or more. And here we have 7 escrows. 3 out of the 7, really the new escrows are 6. 3 out of the 6, 50% are over 2 million. And we've got 1 big one at 4.6 million. Any comments? Again, we're at 59 listings. Any comments from anybody?
Just thanking you, Erik. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Erik.
Absolutely. I'll make a comment. I mean, you know, when I'm talking to my clients and they're like, how's the market? It's like, I'm starting to just say a lot, you know, there's not enough for sale. I mean, what else can I say? 60 listings in this entire area. And that includes the ones that are overpriced, the ones that are not on a good street, the ones that are, you know, marginal locations. That's just, you know, again, remember last year when I was jumping off the walls with 100 listings, and Rick was saying, you know, we have never had such a great inventory of homes that are really great locations and great homes, you know, and we were talking about it being historic and all that stuff. It turns out, you know, it was historic because we hadn't seen it before and we haven't seen it since. Does anybody want to comment on where the listings are? Is it that they are, that everybody who was thinking of selling for in the next 2 to 3 years back in 2020 during COVID just said, to heck with it, let's sell now? Where they all put it on the market, sold and got out of town. And now, you know, the 2021 group that would have sold this year, they already sold last year. And so we're not seeing them. Is that what's happening? Any comments?
Well, I know that a lot of people are moving out of California now because of the situation and the taxes, the high taxes, and all the problems here. There are a lot of people moving out.
But they're not moving out of Hancock Park, right? Because with 59 listings, that's pretty historically low. And that's including all the stuff south of Wilshire. I mean, look at that number. And that's stuff over by Western. I mean, I don't even know how the MLS can justify that being in that location. That's not Hancock Park, and that's not really Wilshire. You know, so calling it Hancock Park, Wilshire is not really being. So that just says, you know, if I take out the ones that are south of Wilshire, I mean, I know that we can include the ones, you know, in Brookside, but that, let's see here. Let's just see what happens if I do this. The ones that are north of Wilshire, come on. Should be, that's 37, folks. 37 total listings north of Wilshire. And several of them, a good 5 of them. So maybe 30 that are east of Wilton. So west of Wilton, you're looking at just an incredibly small, you know, they're not moving out of here, obviously, because if they were, we would see more listings. I feel like, again, I'll say it again, I feel like, you know, everybody or a lot of people who were planning on selling this year sold last year and just moved on with their lives sooner than they had planned. That's the only guess I can make, because how do you go from 100 listings in November, 4 months later, you're still riding around at 60 to 50 to 60 to 65, back down to 59 listings. It's just a very small inventory, tough on buyers, you know, multiples everywhere. And of course, really great for a seller. This is the time to be on the market if you're a seller. That's all I got for you all today. Any last comments for the good of the order? All righty. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a beautiful day. Kick some butt out there this week.